Before you watch this, I haven't seen Raw yet. So I haven't seen the Christian stuff. I heard about the Christian stuff. I've seen it on Twitter, on my timeline. And I've seen stuff about Bobby Lashley and Lana, I think, as well. I've seen a few things here and there about Raw. Haven't actually watched it, though. So, yeah, just so you know. So things happen on Raw, I'm not going to talk about. Anyway, Backlash. For me, this pay-per-view was not great. Not terrible, but not great. But the main event was amazing. Does one great match make a great pay-per-view? Not necessarily, but it is Backlash. It's not WrestleMania. It's not like every match needs to be great for it to be a good night. I think if you can deliver one great match out of Backlash, I'm cool with that. And it was a great match. Edge versus Orton was built as the greatest wrestling match ever. That was not the case. It wasn't the best wrestling match ever, but it might be the best match of the last couple years at least. I think it was that good. They went 45 minutes. Edge is like 45, 46 years old. You can Google it if you want. He's pretty old though, Edge. Orton's pretty old as well. They're both veterans. Orton's been doing it, what, 18 years in WWE? He is loyal as loyal can be. Some of Orton's best work in terms of promo and wrestling has been recently. And, you know, like you would think he was past his prime. And in a way he is. But he's not someone who's past it, clearly. When he actually cares about the story, when he actually tries, he is so damn good. He is so damn good. He's been accused of being lazy at times. That's why I mentioned how, like, when he tries. I don't see him as lazy, to be honest. But I think, like, when he really cares, I think he really performs, you know. Not just wrestling, but promo-wise, he is so damn good. Plus, the RKO, mate, that's the best finish in WWE. Like, don't at me. Don't argue with me. The best finisher in WWE is the RKO because you could do it anywhere. Literally anywhere. Backstage, in the ring, mid-air, you know. It's that the best moves are the ones that you can do in any situation. And the RKO is one of those things. You can do it with the spear as well, to be fair. But yeah, the RKO for me is number one. The fact that he has it is fantastic. He's so good. He has got to be top 10 of all time for me, Orton, actually. I should make a top 10 list for WWE. That'd be mad, wouldn't it? I can sense my top 8 already, actually. Wouldn't be that long, the video. Anyway, that's a different discussion, but Orton is so damn good. Edge is awesome as well. He's amazing. Great to see him back. Unfortunately, got an injury, triceps, I think, so apparently it could be, I heard it could be 8 months. It might not be that long, but it's probably going to be months. He's going to miss SummerSlam, I assume. I heard what happened with Christian, so I'm assuming they'll go Orton v Christian at SummerSlam. That'd be a good storyline to do. I think that'd be good. Also, Orton won with the punt. He beat Edge with the punt. And it's nice to see the punt back because I thought it was banned. And it was banned. And Orton has sort of teased it in the past in some matches, but hasn't actually used it. But it was cool to see him win with the punt. I think that was good. I think they partly did that because of Edge's injury. I think that's probably the case because he got that serious injury and he kept wrestling. And credit to him. Again, the guy's pretty damn old, and these two guys have had a 45-minute classic match. A 45-minute wrestling match on any events is long. And when it is that long, it needs to be a classic. And this one was a classic. Not the greatest ever, but it was a damn good wrestling match, for sure. But I have seen better. And I was doubtful about it as well. Like, I was even watching SmackDown, watching AJ v Daniel Bryan for the IC title. I'm just like, they're not even going to top that, are they? But they did. So, you know, what do I know? But I've been doubting that it would be, you know, that kind of a wrestling match. I knew they were both talented. I knew they were both great wrestlers. I just didn't think, like, at their age especially, that they would make the greatest wrestling match. They didn't, but they made a damn good one. So I'm very impressed. Also, Edge did a rock bottom, which was great. I was like, wow, okay. And Orton did a pedigree as well. A good throwback to Evolution and Triple H, etc. So it was nice to see that as well. And yeah, there was some good spots in this. Some really good wrestling. As for the rest, yeah, it was sort of like up and down. I didn't love the rest. I didn't hate the rest. There are some things that I was just like, why'd you finish like that? Like, for example, Nia Jax and Asuka. I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax, honestly. I don't hate her character. I'm not a big fan. So anything that involves her going for a title, it does not interest me whatsoever. So the fact that it finished in a draw, double count out, which means they're going to wrestle again, that kind of frustrates me. But I'm hoping that Asuka comes through the feud still champion. I think she deserves a longer run, so hopefully that would be a great thing for her. But I'm worried because Charlotte lost the NXT title, so she might go for that title, but we'll see. But hopefully Asuka gets past Nia Jax. Sheamus, Jeff Hardy. I did not actually expect Sheamus to win. I wanted Sheamus to win because he should be going over. They've built him up as this. I mean, he's a bully, but that's how he was when he first came to Raw. He was that sort of character. He was a bully sort of character, and you know, he was great as a heel when he first started back in like 2009, 2010. He won a world title like 2 months into his Raw career, which was crazy. And he's sort of like come back to that character, not just because of his haircuts, but also because of he's come back to being that sort of character. He's not quite as good as he was back then, though. That kind of worries me a little bit. But I think they're building him up to be more like he was before. And Jeff Hardy is a legend, and he came back. But I think Sheamus should have been one like you should be putting over. You know, he's not really a young guy anymore, so you can't really say put the younger guy over. But Jeff shouldn't be going over in this feud. The thing is that the way the feud has gone with like all this sobriety stuff and the piss test, I'm just like, why did they agree to this? Well, why did Jeff agree to this? Like, surely, like, wrestlers have to agree with this stuff. Like, this reminds me of Jericho CM Punk back in 2012, right? They did a storyline where Jericho exposed Punk's family, and these are like based on true stories about his father and his sister. And I'm just like, CM Punk agreed to this? Jericho mentioned in a podcast he was surprised. He said himself he was surprised that Punk agreed to it. So Punk agreed to it. I'm just like, wait, what? In the same way, why did Jeff agree to this storyline? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he didn't agree to it. I have no idea. But I don't know why you would agree to that. But either way, I wanted Sheamus to win. Everyone seems to hate that he won, but I like it. So yeah, I want him to get his Grand Slam. He needs the IC title, and that's it. He's won every other title and everything else. He's won Money in the Bank, he's won Royal Rumble, so he just needs any IC title, and he's won everything in wrestling, which is amazing. You know, Cena hasn't won it either. Cena hasn't won a Grand Slam. He has won an IC title. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Why is he not... Like, have him win it. Do an open challenge as well. Like, every week, like the US title. That'd be cool. but he's out filming movies now, so... He's turned into what he what he hated. That was storyline, though. That was storyline, but still. That's... I think it's kind of funny how his feud with The Rock was all based on Rock being part-time movie star, and now Cena's doing that. But yeah, onto the weird bit as well. Street Profits and Viking Raiders. So the past few weeks on SmackDown, they've been doing segments where they do basketball. They're in a Viking camp, I think. Whatever. I didn't hate these segments. Like, I think wrestling does need some comedy. Like, it needs the serious storylines, but it also needs the comedy. You just need to balance it in the right way. This one was over the top. There was a backstage brawl, but it was like a comedic type brawl. It wasn't like a proper brawl. It was a brawl, but it was comedic. It was done for comedic effects. They fall into bins. They crush Braun Strowman's car. They run into ninjas, hosted by Akira Tozawa. He comes on a bike with these guys on a bike, like it's Kamen Rider or something. It's like they're ninjas, right? And they turn up, and some big guy turns up. I don't know what his name was, but I heard he's quite a popular name in outside of WWE, right? So this big guy turns up. They go on the roof of a truck. They fall into bins. There's a female referee that turns up, and she calls one of the Vikings cute, and the other one not so much. I'm just like, what is going on here? It was so weird. It was so weird. I get that WWE has been more creative with their matches, but I'm just like, well, first of all, they're not having a match, and second, what on earth is going on here? But parts of it were funny. Like, some of the things they were saying was funny, and I do like a bit of backstage stuff, so that part was alright. But I'm just like, leave the comedy to our truth. Just leave the comedy to our truth. But to be fair, I do like these guys. Both teams, Street Profits, Viking Raiders. I do like them as tag teams. I think they fit. They fit as tag teams. They're perfect for the tag team division. But yeah, this whole comedic thing, I'm just like, what are you doing? But that was a very weird part of the pay-per-view. There was Braun versus Miz and Morrison. When this got announced, I was not looking forward to it, not one bit. And there was the prank stuff on SmackDown, and I wasn't amused. And then the match happened, and well, I mean, Braun won, which I wanted anyway. But I wasn't into this match at any point. Honestly, I wasn't into this match. What I was more into was Drew McIntyre v Bobby Lashley. I wasn't looking forward to it that much. I do like Bobby Lashley. When they brought him back, I thought, I want to see him fight Brock. I want to see him have a world title, maybe. It hasn't changed. I want to see him win a world title. But the way they've booked him since he's come back has not been too good, honestly. The heel turn was good because I think it suits him better to be a heel. And I like that he finally got a world title opportunity, but I think it needs a bit more building. And hopefully, like, I want Drew to hold it for a bit longer, at least till SummerSlam. But somewhere down the line, if Bobby Lashley wins the title, I would not be mad about it. I would be like, yes, I would like that. So hopefully at some point they build him up to that point. They've already started doing it, like with the MVP management has been actually pretty good. At first I was like doubtful, but he's actually been a pretty good manager. So in terms of the storyline, obviously. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. But if he wins a world title at some point, I would like to see it. Honestly, I would like to see it. I'd like to see him champion one more time. Hopefully he fights Lesnar at some point though. That would be cool to see. As for the match though, again, I like both guys. And the Lana thing I saw coming. I knew it was coming the whole time. I was just like, when is she coming? She comes out, Bobby loses. Typical. So I heard there was some sort of rematch on Raw. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, if that's the end of this feud for now, then okay. But hopefully down the line it gets another world title shot. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good to see him win it again. Maybe when there's crowds again. I have no idea. But I think he'd be a good champion. Even if it's like a couple months, I think it'd be good. I think he'd have a good title reign, honestly. What else? Oh yeah, I forgot one. I have notes down for like every match, and I didn't look at it once, and I remembered almost every match. I watched the whole thing last night. Last night, as in it's Tuesday now, and I watched it on Monday after work. So yeah, women's tag team triple threat. Bayley and Sasha retained. I have no thoughts on this. I was enjoying the match. That's about it. I don't have an issue with Bayley and Sasha as tag team champs, although I did want the Iconics to win it off Alexa and Nikki, but this is where they've gone. What I'm hoping is they do something similar to what they did with John Cena and Shawn Michaels back in like WrestleMania 22, I think it was. The two of them were tag team champions, and John was WWE champion, I think. And then Shawn turned on him. So, and I think Shawn won did Shawn win the Rumble, or I can't remember how it went, but they were tag team champs. Cena was WWE champ. Shawn turned on Cena. They fought WrestleMania. So maybe not that long, but I'm hoping that either Bayley turns on Sasha turns on Bayley, and then I think if they build this up right, they can use it as a storyline. I don't know if that's what they'll do, but I would like to see Sasha win the title. So someone's got to turn on someone for that to happen. So I don't know, but hopefully that happens one way or another. I don't mind Bayley as champion. She's not been that. I mean, she wrestles well. I'm not a big fan of her heel run, to be honest. I think Dakota Kai had a better heel turn than she did. But I'm not firing shots. I'm just saying, like, if you want to see a proper heel turn from a very happy character to a dark character, Dakota Kai, that was perfection. Bayley's not so much, but I want to see Sasha win the title first, so hopefully that happens by SummerSlam, because it's honestly been too long since they've been together. I feel like they would have done it by now if they had crowds, but they haven't. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there though. Not going to make a video too long. So there's my thoughts. I'm not going to do ratings, by the way. I'm just going to like tell you my thoughts on each match, but the main event was worth my time. Like, watching the rest of that was worth it for the end. It was worth the wait. You know, they definitely saved the best till last. So 45 minutes of, and that's when the bell rang to the end of the match. It's not just including the promo was so good. The music they use, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. The lyric fits so well. They actually used it at the start of the match as well to like introduce the two people. introduced Orton and Edge. I think that was cool how they did it, how they did that promo as well. Everything about, from the promo up until the end of the pay-per-view, that, I think it was like an hour or so, that was so good, man. That was worth my time. Definitely worth my time. So yeah, I'm happy with Backlash, to be honest. Even though most of it I wasn't that happy with, but the main event I'm happy with, so I'm content. If it was like SummerSlam, I'd be like, well, it was one great match. This wasn't good. Because it's SummerSlam and it's a big event. If it's Backlash, I'm just like, one great match, I'll give it a pass. So yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.
I roll the dice, see where life takes me. I've been feeling down on these nights lately, but I know that I got so much to give. Never forget